Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia Pilot. Into the universe of Chinese, we are going to continue our exploration of one Chinese expression a day. And in September, I'm going to continue the streak of 2 characters a day expression. And Chinese is full of it. It sounds like the English version full of it, but no. What I'm doing here is kind of digging back in time to unearth the meanings behind the commonly used Chinese contemporary expressions that actually got quite some wisdoms embedded in it. And I'm enjoying this. I hope you do too. So, 心结 is today's expression. Yesterday we talked about 散心, which is dispersed heart, and I explained why Chinese use disperse to give the sense of you diffuse the build up, emotional build up. So you don't get detonated and explode one day. So you need to diffuse yourself once in a while, probably at a certain good frequency, so that there's no buildup inside you, there's no resentment or whatever. Okay, so today is a 心结. Again, 心 means the chamber, and the tubes, the 3 tubes connects to the chamber. 2 long tubes, one is input, one is output. So it's a pump, right? Heart is a pump, pumping blood and push out blood. Then the bottom tube is the blood line supplying to the heart as an organ itself. For the heart to function, to work, right? It's not electrified, it's bio-powered. So blood is needed by the heart itself as well. So 3 tubes connects to this chamber of heart. That's the anatomy. Chinese simple way to depict heart. Okay. Not. We have left and right structure, and the left means something related to textile. And you can see the bottom is kind of a draping, right? Kind of this shape that gives you the sense of the drapiness of fabric. And then the top is like 2 half dome shape. I mean, that's dome. Half dome means half sphere, right? That's dome shape. So 2 domes connected on a string of thread. That's probably the ancient way of storing threads. So after the threads was produced, which is made from the yarn, which made from spinning, right? It's a long, continuous strand of thread, and to keep them in a good, orderly way, right? They're going to be wrapped into this, I would imagine, this half dome, this dome shape, and then connected so that you have a long continuous thread, easily cut in. Because in textile, the longer the thread is, the more luxurious, like to the skin touch, it feels better. Shorter fibers is more jarring. The long ones, like the silk, it's more, smooth to the senses. Okay, so the left side is depicting the storage of thread and how the fabric, the end of the product of the thread, looks like. So the whole thing is the major milestones of the journey of fabric. So it's something related to fabric. The right side, the top is a shi. It's a type of, I guess, warrior scholar. So it's kind of corresponding to English Renaissance man, which knows both art and STEM, like math. Like, who's the guy? Da Vinci. Da Vinci is the epitome of Renaissance man, who can do math, who can do drawing, left and right spheres of the brain perfectly, in harmony, and both are highly creative. But also, I guess, Renaissance men also have this feature of not only are they brainy, but they are physically, strong as well to carry themselves, to carry out certain tasks. So in Chinese, there is this class of men who are well-trained that can be both scholar and warrior, depends on the need of the country at the time. If it's peaceful time, scholar, running the government. If it's wartime, become soldiers. So I guess to the contemporary political life, in America, recently the primary, all that, it shows that in today's political environment as well, that we can see somebody who wants to be a candidate for presidency would also, if they have that on their resume, say they're veteran of which wars. So veteran means somebody used to be a fighter in wartime and now is transitioning to become a leader in peaceful time. So similar. Shi is the Chinese class of such, multi-abled, multi-functional, multi-purposed group of people who can be both warrior, fighter, and scholar, and government leaders. Okay, so that's shi. And the bottom is the mouse symbol, right? It's kind of up to the corner with a box shape. So there are two interpretations. I don't know, I have this hair bothering me. I have two versions. One is, according to some scholars, the top looks like weaponry of sorts because it does have sharp edges. If you count, there are 4 edges up there, and anything sharp in Chinese character formation would kind of look like a weaponry. And then the bottom looks like a container. So imagine in rainy days, you have container for umbrellas, right? So when umbrellas are not used, they are put into that umbrella holder. So this kind of like weaponry holder. If we have weapon and hold it in its holder, means weaponry are not in use, means it's peaceful time. We have weaponry in stock, we're ready to fight, but currently it's not in use. It's peace. So peace, in essence, means good time, means it's auspicious. So eventually, ji, this whole right thing, pronounced as ji, it means auspicious. It's a good symbol. Like when you see the weaponry in a weapon holder, that's good. The second version, which came from my imagination, of after we realized this is kind of Renaissance man, right? It's fighter / leader, kind of specially trained person, with the mouse symbol. So mouse symbol means using mainly the intellectual power of that person by speaking. Mouse symbol represents speaking, represent influencing, right? Public debate or speeches. So people who are using their mental power to influence people, to run government and all that. So if such multi-abled person are using their mouth, that means they're not in the field fighting. They are using their influences, governing. So it's peaceful time. In any way, if you view it as a weapon, it's peaceful time. If you view it as this multi-abled person symbol, it's peaceful time as well. Okay, so 2 ways come to the same conclusion. And now we have ji means good time, peaceful time, plus this textile or fabric symbol together. Actually, it means a knot. So the right side, the piece. Okay, I guess I can come up with an explanation of Chinese have such a practice of making kind of like a cable, so thick yarn together, and then through this thicker bundle of threads to make knots out of it. So knotting was an art form, kind of a fiber art in China. And of course, people are going to put in good meanings into that. Whatever they're patterns are coming up with, most likely in the red colored cable yarn or thicker gauge of thread, and then they knot into different patterns, right? And that's going to be auspicious meaning embedded in there. We're not going to sing praise to war or depicting any bloody scenes in there. We're going to put all the good meanings, all the good wishes for good time, for peaceful time into such art form. So that good time, knotting, like a peaceful time plus the fabric combined together means such practice of ancient knotting to create an art form, to create a picture. People would decorate at home or on their body as well, wear such decorative pieces to carrying around that good meaning with them. So that practice showed in the knotting art. So therefore, this good time or peaceful time plus fabric means knotting the practice. Okay, hard knot actually means somebody who is kind of a close loop thinking, like going over again, looping over some negative thought, and therefore getting forever trapped in there, become obsessive in some singular thought, couldn't get themselves out of it, therefore have this type of facial expression. So 心结 in Chinese means this concern, like a deep concern. That's kind of very occupying on the forefront of their mind, and that's their like top concern, something like that. So that's 心结, and oftentimes people use this knotting practice to show that, just like a previous episode we talked about the diffused heart. So you diffuse your attention or diffuse your anxiety so that you get back to your more peaceful, quiet norm. So inner peace, that's a Chinese pursuit. All humanity pursue inner peace, right? It's not just Chinese thing. And then here in this episode, we're talking about 心结. It's like one is knotted, so something is tangled, and you cannot sort it out, and that chaotic things tangled in your mind and form such naughty thinking or emotional build-up. That's the 心结that Chinese get from this combination of the two characters. I mean, something is entangled up there. You cannot get your peace because you have this big lump of things in your mind and you couldn't sort it out. So that's 心结. Cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day, so peace you another day.